Welcome. Welcome to my live stream. Good evening. It is Friday. I'm not on here very long. I have things to do. But I'm on here to spread spread positivity and talk about, you know, talking to people who are mean. You know, sometimes we end up dating people who are very mean people, um, and it's unfortunate. But um, if you encounter somebody who's mean to you, you have to probably either step away or take a break or not deal with them at all, because it can be a lot. When you're dealing with somebody who's challenging you, insulting you in some type of way. It can be very overwhelming. Um, you know, Sometimes you gotta take a mental health break, even from um, even if you're in a somewhat okay relationship. Sometimes you gotta take. Hey, how you doing? This the Dookie Master. Where you come from? Why are you telling me about you going to the toilet? I don't want to know. It's Friday night. You should be doing something else besides talking about poop. Okay? Don't your life have something else? Oh, this light is so bright. Don't your life have something else going on besides pooping? But welcome. It's Friday night. I know everybody's trying to get ready for their dates or going. Maybe you're on a date. You shouldn't be on my live stream if you out here on a date or something. Give some respect to the person you on a date with. But there's a lot of people out right now on dates or getting ready to go out, going out to the club. That's what we used to do. We used to be Friday night, you get paid. You spend most of your check on Friday and then you cry by Monday and be like, damn, I don't spend all my check on getting ready for the club and now I ain't got no lights on. You know, that's what we used to do. We used to take that risk. Get ready, buy new clothes, buy hair, get your hair done and nails done stuff. And by Monday, you ain't got no money. That's what we used to do. I don't know what young people do now. Y'all probably don't really go out to the clubs like we used to. We used to go to the club, go to the bar. I started off slow. I used to go to the bar first. Because I was kind of hesitant about going to the club. Then when I started going to the club, it was off the chain. You know what I mean? It really wasn't my scene, to be honest, to be at the club. It wasn't my scene, but I remember one time I went to the club and uh, we went to the club and uh, I was at a bar called the Tiki Bar in Indianapolis. I went to the Tiki Bar and there's a woman. She running across the bar and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? She was running across the bar. She was spraying people with the alcohol behind the bar. She was a bartender and doing all that. And then some man came up behind. This is how crazy the club used to be. Some man came up behind me and smacked me on the butt, talking about, yeah, yeah, yeah. So chocolate in here. I said, what the hell going on? I said, oh my God. I said, I gotta get out of here. So that was my first experience going to the club. It was off the chain. It was crazy. And Then I went out a couple more times, and then we found a club that we all got comfortable with, and that was this club called the Zambezi. The Zambezi, that was a crazy club because it was mostly African men in the club. It was crazy. That was my first introduction to African men, was that Zambezi club. Can you borrow a few dollars? I just started YouTube. How you gonna get a few dollars out of me? Yeah, you gotta wait. You gotta wait until I'm Mr. Beast level. When I'm Mr. Beast level, then you can ask me for a few dollars. I ain't got no dollars yet. You know, I need to borrow from you. What? Can you cook me a boy? You sure is asking a lot of stuff. You want me to cook you a plate? You want to borrow some money and all this? What's going on? What happened? Where your plate at? Where your plate? You ain't got no food? Tell me what's going on. Yeah, so when we used to go to Club Zambezi, and you gonna pay me back. I doubt you pay me back for real. I ain't even hold you, but you know, I doubt. You know, if I had it, I would give it. You know, as charity. Did somebody say kaboom? Boom? What? Anyway, so we used to go to Club Zambezi in Indianapolis. It was all the way on the west side. It was nothing but African men. Boy, when I started going there, I used to get all kind of dudes at the African club. All kind. All kind. I even had two of them trying to fight over me in the club. I thought that was funny. I was like, oh my God. He said, I was talking to her first. And he was like, so? I don't care. I'm already talking to her. I mean, it was crazy. It was funny, though. But we got comfortable going to that place. So every Friday night or Saturday night, we would be at Club Zambezi. All the African men be in there. They could barely speak really good. I got that payment now. What I'm saying, on God, what are you talking about? I am not pay. I cannot give you no money. Okay, but I went to going to that club. It was a lot of memories going to that club. I remember my cousin was dancing on the dance floor with one of the guys, and then the back of her skirt started to zip down and come down. I noticed it, and I had to go all the way across the dance floor to zip up her skirt. Okay? I said, oh my God, her skirt's coming down. I had to go over there, act like I was dancing on the dance floor, and zip up her skirt. She said, what are you doing? I said, your skirt was coming down. It was a crazy time. It was a crazy time meeting all kind of people and all that kind of stuff. I met some okay dudes, but a lot of them were crazy. Were off the hook, just off the chain. They were definitely not fighting for you. Emily, why are you bothering me on a Friday night? Don't you have something to do, girl? Don't you got a man? If you ain't got no man, you gotta work on getting you a man or something, because coming on here being a troll every time, all the time, at nighttime, you ain't got nobody. You gotta get you a man or something. You gotta get you somebody. Okay, person. I'm not gonna be on earth very long. You could talk about me and when I'm gone and all that kind of stuff. Just don't come on here. Go live your life, Emily. To go live your life. Why am I? I don't have to lie to people. I got family and friends that went to the club with me, can back all my stories up. I don't know what you talking about. Why would I lie? I don't have no reason to lie about going to the club. About two men acting a fool trying to talk to me. Why would I lie? I was in my 20s. Hey, Big Will, how you doing? How you doing? Emily think I'm lying about going to the club, and some two dudes was arguing over me. It was funny. My cousins were there. All my cousins were there. My friend was there. I don't know what Emily talking about. You know what I mean? Just because you don't like the way I look, I mean, it doesn't mean that somebody don't like the way I look. I've always had somebody, whether you want to believe that or not. What was my cousin doing? Just standing over there. But one of my cousins, she was playing pool. She was whooping their ass. She loved to play pool and stuff like that. So she was doing that. And I was sitting down watching her play pool. And that's when the two men, the one man came and sat next to me. And then he was talking, and the other man said, I'm talking to her. And he said, so da da da. I said, oh shit. It was crazy. It was just a crazy. That was a crazy night. And then one night I met a man. I was dressed nice at the club one night. I was really proud of what I had on. It was hot. And the man sitting next to me at the bar, his breath stinks so bad. He started talking to me. I said, "Oh my God, what in the world is going on in that mouth?" It smelled like he had been munching on somebody's cooch, like a few seconds ago. I said, "What the hell going on in the mouth over there?" I said, "Sir, not today." I had to walk away. I said, "You know what? Not today." Uh, Yeah, I was Big Will. I thought it was. I never had that happen to me before. I was just sitting there minding my business. I wasn't doing anything. I was dressed nice. I was dressed very nice, and he was. They was like, "What? Take your wig off. Well, ask your mama to take her wig off first, and then we can have a conversation." Are you Indian? No. Why would I be? Why do I look Indian? But anyway, yeah. So I've had some wild experiences at the club. Are you single? I am not married. Were you skinny back then? I wouldn't say I was skinny back then, but I wasn't. I wasn't nowhere near as big as I am now. No, I wasn't skinny, but I was skinny most of my life. As a child, I was a skinny child. I was not a big or fat child or nothing like that. I didn't gain weight until I started, driving around, working for myself, and then, work. I mean, not working for myself. Working, at the bank. The more I worked at the bank, driving around, going out to lunch with people and coworkers and stuff like that, and then I started gaining weight from going out to eat and not really cooking any food or nothing like that. And then I got my apartment, and all my food was going out to eat. I didn't buy groceries. I didn't buy none of that stuff. All my stuff was just going out to eat and all that stuff. Now I don't have a neck. What do you mean I don't have a neck? How am I talking to you? What is my head sitting on if I don't have a neck, Emily? Emily, what are you talking about? I didn't gain weight until I drove. That is true. That is true. I wasn't a big kid. I did not gain weight until I started working and buying a whole bunch of fast food, riding around with my cousin, going out to fast food and stuff, and that's when I started gaining weight. And then when I had kids, I gained more weight, and I didn't ever really. I took some of it down, but I kind of stayed in the same range for a long time. Are you they or them? What do you mean? Are you they them and she? What that mean? At what age did you decide to start wearing wigs? Uh, I'm gonna say I've been wearing wigs since I was about maybe 14. I had my first wig at 14, but I didn't really wear wigs, but I did have one at 14 years old. But I did wear, weave ponytails, sew-ins, and all that kind of stuff. I did all the stuff that all the girls did, fake ponytails and stuff like that. But I did have one wig, but I only wore it like one or two, like two times, and I never wore it anywhere. But I didn't really start getting into wearing wigs until my late 20s is when I started really wearing wigs and stuff like that because, I was as a single mom, I didn't really have time to be doing my hair and stuff. And so I started wearing wigs. It was easy to do. Put on a wig, going out the door. How much do you weigh now? 600 pounds. No, Emily, I don't weigh 600 pounds. I probably weigh about 800 pounds, to be honest. About 850. I don't know how I'm sitting here talking to you. I want a wig, but I'm worried it will look like a Mexican. It will look like a Mexican man. Girl, what are you talking about? What are you talking? I just, oh my God. Hello, Emmanuel. Welcome to my craziest live stream ever. I know I seem tired because I've been out all day well, not all day. Me and my sister been out walking around the store at BJ's, getting stuff and all that. And I've been up since 6 this morning. Did you play any pool at the club too? I did play pool at the club. I wasn't great at it, but I did play pool when I used to go to the club. Ooh, it's on my eye. And I used to play darts, play the dart game and stuff like that. I did that. I had a good time going to the club. I didn't have really any bad experiences, and I wasn't the type that really, talk to a man at the club and then, want to date him afterwards and all this kind of stuff. It was very few. I mean, I think it was like maybe two people that I actually dated from the club. And that was it. Hello from Senegal. How you doing? Thank you, Emmanuel. What did you say? Did you? Oh, how was the music tonight? The music? What music? The music at the club? The music was good at the club. Music was African music, to be honest. I wasn't a club either. I wasn't a club person either, but I just went to have something to do. Back then, we didn't have social media or nothing, or any other form of entertainment. So we were just hanging out at the club just to be hanging out, meeting guys and talking crazy, all that stuff. What should I get, a wig or a bonnet? What are you talking about? What do you mean you should get a? Should you get a wig? Just get the wig. If you get, buy a wig if you want to change your look. If you want to change your look and you want something temporary, get a wig. If you feel like you're insecure because of your hair, your normal hair, your natural hair is not as short and you don't like the way it look, put a wig on. It is 2026. People been wearing wigs since George Washington. Okay? They've been wearing wigs forever. Men were wearing wigs first. We learned from them. Is the club scene still the same? I don't know. I ain't been to the club. I think from what I have seen online, the club scene now is just a whole bunch of fighting. A whole bunch of fighting. People standing around not dancing. You know, it doesn't look very fun. I even seen a club where everybody got headphones on and the DJ is playing the music through the headphones. It's a silent club. I don't know how the hell that works. I seen that, so I don't know about the club scene. Um, you have more hair on your back than on your head. Um, are you a werewolf? What's going on? You need to get some manscaped. What's the craziest topic you got tonight? Yeah, y'all always saying my topics are crazy. I see y'all comments. Y'all be leaving comments talking about what the hell you be talking about. That's what y'all be saying. Y'all be saying, what am I talking about? I see y'all comments. It's funny. I ain't got no crazy topic. I mean, earlier when I first started the live stream, I was talking about, you know, your partner being mean to you and what to do when your partner is being mean to you. You know, you only got a few choices: either leave the relationship or uh, confront them and tell them, hey, what you're saying is something I don't like. Now, for me, when somebody is disturbing my peace or causing me some type of mental stress, you know, I leave them alone. I don't have time to sit there and go back and forth with you, yelling, doing a whole bunch of fussing and fighting and trying to defend myself against somebody who don't care anyway. Because somebody's insulting you or saying horrible things to you, they don't care about you anyway. So they're not going to care if you are yelling at the top of your lungs that, you know, you are disrespecting me. I don't like what you're saying. So they're not going to care no way. So what's the point? So what's the point of even bringing anything up? So I'm the type of person, I protect my peace. And when I feel like you are disturbing my peace, I just, you know, fade in the background. Because there's really nothing I could do about that. I'm not the type to be sitting here fussing and fighting. This ain't a movie. Sometimes people think their relationships are some type of movie. They love to see the fighting and the craziness and the chaos and the toxicness. And so, you know, people who enjoy that kind of stuff, you know, and they think their relationship should reflect that kind of energy. I'm not down for that because I don't feel like fighting over you, and I don't feel like cussing you out and having these big old arguments and all that. I just fade to the back. Uh, Cocoa butter works well on stretch mark. What the hell are you talking about? Who got stretch mark? What are you talking about? You see a stretch mark on me? The end of the sweet potato pie shortest. Yeah, I was doing my sweet potato pie, showing it, and people actually asking me in the live stream, or am I gay? And I just happened to catch that. And YouTube is funny. YouTube cut that piece and placed it as a short. Like they caught it. I didn't even catch it. I was like, what the hell? This is crazy. I know they did not catch that. Me saying, am I gay? People be thinking I'm gay, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I was just reading the comment. It was crazy. That's one forehead. What the hell are you talking about? What's wrong with my forehead? Are you talking about my forehead? You know what? I'm old. I don't care. Y'all can talk about my forehead or whatever. I won't be on earth very much longer. Miss Potato Head. Mm-hmm. When was the last time you had fun? When the last time? It's been a very long time since I had any fun activities. Most of the time, I don't really do a lot for myself. I don't really go out and, do fun stuff. I'm not a planner. I'm not an activity planner or nothing. I mean, I would go, but I don't plan stuff like that. So, I haven't done anything fun. I've been working a lot. I work long hours some days because I'm in a different position at work. And so, you know, I don't I don't go on vacation. I don't do anything fun right now. And all the people that I have dated, they haven't planned nothing for me to do nothing fun either. You know what I mean? All the people I have dated, they have never planned, and said, "Hey, you want to go somewhere? You want to go do this or do that?" So um what do you mean I know what you're talking about? I got another 40 or 50 years. Yeah. I don't know if I want to be around till I don't want to be here at 90 and 100 and stuff. What was the result of the two? Oh, I left them both where they were at. I ain't, I ain't talked to neither one of them. I just laughed and went on about my business. It was just a funny situation. Thank you, Brenda. hmm Yeah, I want to change my teeth, but it's expensive. It costs a lot to change your teeth. It costs a lot. If I had the money to do it, I would go do it. But, you know, I think that one thing would improve with that one change, just changing my teeth would improve so many areas of my life. You know what I mean? I think it would improve so much. But it's so expensive to get it done. It's like I gotta be rich to get teeth, and that's unfortunate. Big Will, I sure did. Marry an auto mechanic? Where the hell am I get an auto mechanic to marry me? That's like when my mama used to tell me I need to go to the football games. You need to go to the basketball games so you can get you a husband on the sitting on the sideline. I said, girl, I gotta have the ticket money to sit on the sideline for one, and then for two, I'm older. What football player? What basketball? What? Don't nobody want no old lady. What? They trying to get with the groupies. You know what I mean? That's what they trying to do. They trying to get with groupie number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Are they high school sweetheart? What is she talking about? My mama be talking straight out the side of her neck. She think I could get a rich man there in a couple of seconds somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know where this rich man at. I don't know what she talking about. I don't know what she talking about. She always talking about you need to go to these football games, and who am I talking to? Everybody at the game that plays football is like 20 years old. Why I want a 20-year-old? I don't want that. You know what I mean? I need my age. My age, around my age. Somebody, around that age. I don't know. But talking to somebody that young, that's a waste of my time. That's a waste of my energy. I already don't have no energy, a lot of energy like that to be talking. And I text because I have to. Do I want to? Not really. I don't want to text. I'm kind of tired of texting people. I'm tired of that. I'm just exhausted from it. You know what I mean? Because texting, um, your tone, things you say in text can come off wrong and stuff like that. And I'm type person. I always end up saying something, that's not quite correct because I'm texting it, and then the other person is like, "Oh, I can't believe you want to get veneers." Yeah, I probably have to get veneers once I'm dead and gone, probably. Get a 20-year-old and get new teeth. Get a 4-year-old and get share dentures. Not sharing dentures. Now I ain't sharing no damn dentures. I tell you that right now. And I'm scared of dentures because, I don't want to be having to glue down my teeth and glue down my wig. It's one or the other. I ain't gonna be gluing my teeth, gluing my wig down and all this I'm not doing all that. That's too much going on. And I don't want my teeth falling out when I'm talking to somebody. And I don't think you can kiss nobody with them dentures in your mouth. You can't, it took me a long time to learn how to kiss. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be messing up my kissing game because I got these glued in teeth in my mouth. I don't want to be messing up my kissing game. It took me years to learn how to perfect that. You know what I mean? There's so many people my age don't know how to. Don't know how. I remember I met a man and he told me he don't kiss at all. I said, well, I guess we won't be talking. Goodbye. Have a nice day. He couldn't believe it. I said, well, you got an issue. And if you got an issue and a problem, you need a psychiatrist. And I can't help you with that. But I like a more intimate relationship. You know what I mean? I don't want to be with somebody that you can't hug them, you can't do nothing, you can't do this and that. What the hell? I don't want that. That's like talking to somebody that's like a statue. I'm not in it to be with a statue. Hello, Tony. How you doing? I don't want to be with somebody that's a statue. I don't want to be with somebody that is you gotta do a whole bunch of shit to. I don't want all that. You know what I mean? But I don't want no dentures. That's the main thing. I don't want no dentures. She didn't like kissing. Was her teeth fake? See, that's probably why she didn't like kissing, because her teeth was fake. Her teeth was fake. But his teeth wasn't fake. But he had a bad, he was stutter. So maybe he didn't want to kiss because he stutter or something. You know what I mean? Maybe because he was stuttering or something. I don't know. That's the only issue he had was he stuttered. Not that it's an issue, but that he told me that's his issue. I didn't say that's his issue. Oh, her teeth was good. She didn't want to kiss. Sometimes people are scared of kids because they are aware of their own breath. You know what I mean? If you self-aware of your own funky breath, you may not want to kiss. If you got in your mind that your breath stink all the time, you ain't gonna want to kiss nobody no way. If you one of them people that, all in your head about your breath and all this kind of stuff. So, it could be that. Or maybe they not good at it. See, a lot of people have not practiced how to kiss people and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people have not practiced at all. They horrible. I remember one time I kissed some man, he swallowed my face almost. I thought I was suffocating and dying. I said, what the hell going on? You ain't never kissed nobody before. What the hell going on? Why you take my whole face with you? Yeah, that was too much. I said, you know what? I can't talk to you no more. You trying to take my face away or something. You know, some people don't know how to. You have to learn. I learned as a teenager, you know, how to kiss and all that kind. I learned how to do that. You know, I practiced and made sure I was perfect. I made sure I was perfect. You know, so by the time it was time to do the real thing, the real kiss, I was solid. Not everybody like that. You know, some people go at it cold. You know, they ain't got no experience. They go at it and no experience, and it's a disaster. You know. And I used to watch. I used to read a lot of magazines on how to, you know, kiss people and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I did my research. I did my research as a teen. You know, as a teen. What do you want? I did my research as a teen, you know, to perfect. You know, I wanted to make sure I was perfect in what I was doing. You know, I was perfecting. You know, and maybe that's why some people don't want to kiss because they're horrible at it. You know, you can get better at kissing by. I mean, nowadays, watch a YouTube video. Watch your YouTube. Watch you. Watch you some YouTube. Watch you some videos and learn how to do it. And find you somebody that's easy to do the kiss with. Find you somebody that's not gonna stress you out. You know, if it's your crush or something, you're gonna be too stressed out and you're not gonna do a good job. But if it's just a regular person that you're one of your normal, you know, kind of just somebody that don't freak you out, you know, you can practice and become better. Become a better kisser, so when you finally get to the person you want to kiss, it won't be overwhelming or stressful or something like that. But yeah, I do want me some. I don't know. Yeah, I think if you don't know how to kiss, it says that. It, I think if you're a passionate kisser, it's going to give off an energy of this person is intimate. This person is detailed. When you don't know how to kiss or you haven't practiced, it gives off a little bit of immaturity. Especially if you older. You late 20s, you still don't know how. You know, it gives off a little bit of naive and innocent and I don't know. You know, and some people may not be wanting to deal with you and trying to teach you how to kiss and all that kind of stuff. Not that it's a bad thing. But you know, some people may be like, I ain't trying to teach you how to do this and that, blah, blah, blah. Where you live at? I live here in New York City. I'm a single woman. I take a younger man just for fun. I don't know. I know that's right. I'm in Indiana. Whatever works for you. Now, personally, I can't deal with no younger dude. That's too much for me. You know, I want to keep my heart, my heart, pumping. You know, I don't want no young person in my life causing me stress. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Hey, Trey Gang, how you doing? Yeah, my dad's from Gary, Ella. Oh, you love Gary, Indiana? Mm-hmm. Last time I was in Gary, Indiana, I was scared to death. I was scared to death, I ain't gonna lie. Gary, Indiana used to be the murder capital of the nation. They used to have that much murder going on up there. I know you ain't counting how many times I'm saying where you come from. Anyway, but yeah, Gary, Indiana used to be murder capital of the nation. Look it up. Look it up. Look up your facts. The more you know. The more you know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was scared to go through there, but you gotta go through there, so some part of there to get to Chicago. But but yeah, I'm hoping for some changes with it, some changes on me in 2026 this year. I mean this year, this summer, I want some changes. Now, I want change. Oh, that's good. That's good, AZ. That's good. That's good. I hope it now. Now Gary, Indiana is supposed to get a redo because they getting a football team or something like that. I think Gary, Indiana is getting a football team. So you know what? They may be on the come up pretty soon anyway. We may just prove I'm not AI. If I was AI, I would have all my teeth. Oh, what's your Twitter? Oh, okay, that's a good question, Big Will. What are my goals for 2026? For 2026, I want to do more volunteer work. I want to help people. Go on vacation. Finally, I've only been on one actual vacation. Two vacations my whole adult life. I've only been on two. Go on vacation. Um, and just I don't know, just try some fun stuff. I haven't done anything fun at all for a very long time. Yeah, they're trying to gentrify. I mean, part of it is gentrification, but part of it, don't you think it needs a little bit of a makeover? It do need some type of makeover. I know we are against that, gentrification. We are against that, but at the same time, you got to start some type of improvement somewhere, somehow. And if that's the way to get it done, I guess that's the way to get it done. It's not right, but you know, you want the area to look better or not. Um, and for this channel, my goals for this channel is just to keep growing my YouTube channel. I created a manifest, and I told myself that if I never find a loving relationship, then God just please give me money and a good job. That's it. That's all I told God. I said, if you don't give me nobody to love, please bless me with more money, and that's it. That's what I told God. That's what I manifest, because um it seemed like in the relationship department that always turns out not great for me at all. So, this year I just want to concentrate on me, concentrate on being better, a better me, concentrate on just working, doing things I'm passionate about, having fun or trying to have fun or whatever, and that's it. Yeah, I need to do the vacation and all that kind of stuff. I want to do vacation and just have fun and all that kind of stuff. I haven't done a lot for myself, and so that's not good. So I just need to concentrate on me and me only, and that's it. I've been concentrating on other people and taking care of this and that, and I have to pull back and just take care of myself and just deal with me, and that's it. That's it. So for 2026, this year, I'm just dealing with me and doing things that make me happy, and that's it. I know you ain't still counting what I'm saying. You having withdrawals from the ocean? Yeah, I need to go to a beach. You know what I mean? Because I got some bathing suits that I want to buy, to get to that beach, and have fun and stuff like that. I do deserve some sun and fun. Now I'm not getting in the ocean. I'll get, close enough, but not close enough to get swept away. I ain't into all that. I'm not trying to drown or be eaten by a shark. You know what I mean? I don't want, I want all my legs and my arms. So I don't want to be in the deep water. I'm scared of the ocean anyway. I am terrified of ocean water. I think that shit is probably so damn deep. Probably take you down there where the Titanic is or something. I don't want to be deep in the water. A shout out to all the people that love to surf, get in the ocean, swim in the ocean, and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to do all that. I could get, just a little bit close, and that's it, and I'm good. Hey, whoa, how you doing? So that's all I want to do. Just do a little vacation. I do have a vacation. I'm planning to go to, so hopefully that works out, and I get to do that. Um, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna be doing. This 2026 is just, helping, making myself better, growing my channel, I guess. YouTube has been picking up a little bit today. It's been picking up, so I don't know what's going on with that. How long have you been doing community service? Um, I have been doing volunteer work for the last 2.5 years, and the place I volunteer at is being closed down. Is being closed down. So the end of March it will be closed, and so I won't be able to volunteer there anymore. So I'll have to find me a new project to do. And for the ending, for the grand finale of the closing of the place, they asked me to cook. Um, they asked me to cook my lasagna. So I'm going to make lasagna, and I'm going to make cookies and brownies for the event, for the last day. And that's it. And that's all she wrote. And this summer, I might connect with a few of my friends. I don't talk to people. I don't talk. I have some friends, but I don't talk to them at all. You know, I'm not a person that calls people. I'm not a person that sit here and be like, let me see what so and so is doing. I'm not a call person. I don't call people. Even though I hate texting. I hate texting. I text because I have to, not because I want to. You did habitat. Woo woo, don't be telling people that. You did habitat. I might have to do that too. That sounds like something interesting to do. I'm down for the volunteer work. I'm down for that. But I gotta find me a new project. I wanted something that helps women. Maybe women with domestic violence or something like that. Help with those situations. I would like to do something like that. So we'll see. I don't know. I'll try to find something I can get into because it gives you a good feeling, that you helped somebody, that you can help somebody and Um, with whatever they got going on. So I want to do that. So I don't know. I have a hard time spending money on myself. I don't do a lot. The most I do, as far as spending money on myself, is buy my hair, buy my nails. I ain't got them on now, but buy my nails, and really that's it. I'm not a clothes person. I don't buy a lot of clothes and shoes and purses and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to slowly do some of that stuff, but it's very difficult to do that stuff for yourself. Thank you, Big Will. I don't do all that stuff. Every now and then I buy some outfit or something, but I really don't have a lot of clothes, um, shoes and stuff like. I don't have all that stuff. Um, People may think I do, but I don't. I don't have a lot of stuff. So, maybe concentrate more on doing more things for myself, treating myself to stuff. That's what I'm going to be doing the rest of the year. That's it. That's all I'm going to be doing. Concentrating on me. I've been concentrating on other things, and that's not getting me anywhere. I know that nice cinnamite. That nice cinnamite. Yeah, that nice cinnamite. That ain't cheap. That ain't cheap. But I do spend money on that. And I love the little body washes. I do spend money on body washes, lotions, and all that kind of stuff. I do spend money on that, but that's as far as it goes. Grow a garden. I don't like to be in grass. I'm not a garden person. I can admire a garden. I love to look at a garden, but to plant, I can't do it. I don't like being in grass. You know how you go to like the park and the picnic and all that? I don't like grass. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I don't like grass at all. If I could have a house with all concrete around, I would. I would. I don't want to cut grass. I don't want to deal with the grass. If I have grass and I have somebody like a partner that loves to cut grass and all